Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
Whatever happened to agree to disagree? Like, why does everyone feel the need to make everyone agree with their opinion? Why can't there be contradictory opinions? You know, it's like you can't, nobody wants to accept that people have different opinions and different tastes, and they try and force you to agree with what they're saying. You know? Anyway, this is The Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. Hope everybody's doing well. I am doing pretty good myself. I've been pretty busy with the house, the yard, things of that nature, trying to get some stuff done. Been doing that for a few days now, but I kind of got a little sidetracked because I wanted to record this podcast, but this is the first one. I'm doing this one on Adobe Audition. So, check it out, Skeletor. Anyway, so I've always been doing GarageBand, because that comes free with your Mac, and it works great, you know, works fine. It's actually very easy to use. But so I'm paying for Illustrator and Photoshop. I'm trying to get back into photography and stuff. And I use Illustrator sometimes. I tried using a, what do you call it? Just a free program. I forget what the term is. And I used Inkscape for a little while, and then I went to another one, and then they changed it to where you had to download something else in order to use it or something. And I just hate having to do something I don't choose to do. So I got rid of it. So I'm like, okay, back to Illustrator again, I guess. But so to do that, I had to buy. Or I bought like a little package, and a bunch of stuff came with it, and one of them was the Adobe Audition, you know, so you can record music and podcasts. I mean, it's created, like, it's made, like, I'm already like overwhelmed just starting this. I'm just doing this podcast. Luckily I had a little tutorial, open a template, podcast, but I mean, it can do so much, which might come in handy when I want to try and get guests on, so it'll probably be a little easier that way, but I don't know, we'll see. So, I mean, right now it's not hard. It's going to be hard, I guess, mixing it, making it sound good, so you don't hear my chair squeaking or the fan and stuff like that. So I got to kind of start over as far as that goes. But anyway, so I've been busy with that, and I haven't gotten anything done yet today. But get this done. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about I guess a little bit of, you know, the arguing that people have on social media, and just like comic book fans in general, I guess. So I am like a part of a group on Facebook, you know, a fan group of, I mean, there's a bunch of them, but I'm only just one, because it's just like, if you're on Facebook and you're part of any kind of group, you know that it just like, it's like crazy, like how many posts are put on there. But it gets a little too much. So I'm on one Batman fan site, I'm on a Punisher, and I'm on a Wolverine. That's it. Those are kind of like my three favorite comic book heroes. And to be honest with you, Batman, I love Batman. I love the movies, but that's how I got into it, was a show and the movies. You know, I grew up as a kid watching the reruns of the classic Batman show. And there was something about it, man. It was really corny, but it had something about it that was very intriguing. And so I loved that show, you know. And then, obviously, when Batman 89 with Michael Keaton and stuff, Tim Burton's Batman came out, that was like my Star Wars, I guess. You know what I mean? Because it was just huge, and it was, you know, it just was like, whoa. And it's still fun to watch now. But that's kind of that's where my interest in Batman, you know, stems from. It's just the films, the movies. So, you know, I had the Batman 89, and then you had the other ones, Val Kilmer, and then the George Clooney, and then it was, you know, and then Christian Bale came out with his 3, and those were awesome. But I never, as far as like, I used to read comic books, but I was Marvel. Not by like, I didn't decide that. I don't know why. I don't know, maybe I just didn't see DC. I don't know why. But I read mostly Marvel and then some Image comics. But I read like Punisher and X-Men, you know, Wolverine were like the main ones. And then I would read smaller, you know, like Deathlock and some other stuff. And I kept all my comics. But they got ruined when I was in the Army. I had them in a box, and my father's basement flooded, and they got ruined. So that sucks. So I lost my comics. I mean, it wasn't a ton, but it was like probably like 200 or something like that. 200 comics, which sucks. But anyway, I'm over it now. So that's kind of like my background as far as Batman goes. I don't read. I don't think I've ever read a comic or graphic novel with Batman, and I want to. Like, you know, you got all the classics with Frank Miller and just various things out there. You know, I've almost ordered, I don't know how many, on Amazon, and then I saved for later or whatever. But it's just, I don't know. It wasn't, you know, I'm not a Batman fanboy. You know, when I say like fanboy, to me a fanboy is you just know everything about whatever it is you're a fan of, and you consume everything of whatever it is you're a fan of, right? Which is, I think, in a sense, being a fanboy is being passionate, you know? And I'm not really like, I'm not a fanboy of anything, really. I guess if I had to pick something for me, it would be He-Man. Because I have you know, I'm trying to collect some of the new figures. I love the old show. I loved the He-Man Masters of the Universe movie, even though it's kind of hard to watch. And I hate the new series on Netflix. I mean, it looks awesome, but you know, they woke it up and made Tila the main character, which is annoying. You know, it's why, what, I don't understand why they couldn't just continue what was started for like the first season and then start going off on different shows and different characters. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, well, it's such a huge world. You can't just focus on He-Man. But we haven't had anything good with He-Man in years. You know, I mean, they had the show in the early 2000s, I guess, but it was different, you know? This show was actually a continuation of Filmation or whatever, the original, you know, everything, the aesthetic, the look, the characters, everything. But instead of He-Man, it was about Tila. It's like, okay, do the first season, give us some He-Man, give us a bunch of He-Man. So all the old fans are like, yeah, and then you just have, okay, next season we're going to have 2 storylines, one on He-Man, one on Tila, whatever, you know what I mean? There's ways to do it, but it's like, they just kind of mess it up. So I guess I was pretty pissed about that, and I don't know. But again, I wouldn't even consider myself a fanboy. Anyway, so I get on this Batman fan site on Facebook. I post basically like a picture that I found of Ben Affleck's Batman, like looking down at the new Twilight guy Batman, right? The Batman. And it's a picture, I didn't create it. But it's, you know, it's digitally made up, you know, it's like, I think what it is they took a picture of Affleck's Batman and superimposed him in a scene with the other one, but the coloring is all good. It looks like they're like, you know, And so I put look at Batboy being scolded by Batman, and I posted it, and it's like, I don't know, it was a couple days ago, but it's got like 1,000 likes and interactions or whatever, and a few hundred comments. So it's like the most, the comment with the most interaction I've ever posted. And to, I guess, clarify some things, so I kind of went around. I was talking about Batman, then I went to He-Man and everything. But so with Batman, I liked Bell, and then, you know, then I remember when they did, you know, Superman, but it wasn't Superman. It was Man of Steel. I liked that movie a lot. It wasn't. I've never been like a huge Superman fan, but I liked that movie. I liked Superman more. This new version made me like Superman more. And I like Zack Snyder. I like the way he does his films. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people do. And that's kind of where some of this debating comes into play. But I remember when they were talking about Batman being in a movie with the new Superman. And I was like, what? We just had Batman. It's like, we're going to do another Batman again? I was kind of like, I don't know. You know, it's too soon. And then Ben Affleck was cast, and a lot of people were pissed about that, and I didn't know. I mean, I don't know. He's pretty good. I was optimistic, but at the same time, I was like, I didn't think we needed a new Batman. And then the Batman vs. Superman comes out. Trailers come out. It looks awesome. The first pictures of Affleck as Batman was like, yes. I was like, that is Batman right there. That looks badass. And luckily for me, I did not see it in theaters. I saw it, like I bought it on Vudu, and it has theatrical and the extended or whatever. And so I watched the I've never seen the theatrical one, so I've seen the extended. So I watched that, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. Every scene with Batman is awesome. Every scene with Bruce Wayne is great. And a lot of the complaints that I heard, I was like, I didn't understand, but because I saw the extended version, not the theatrical version. So they edited it down, and some things were confusing, I guess. I feel like I've talked about this before. Anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. I like Zack Snyder's Batman. And then the new Batman, again, when they're like, well, because originally it was going to be Ben Affleck was going to be his solo Batman movie, and he was going to direct it. And he's a pretty good director, so I was pretty excited about that. And then he decided not to direct, I guess, I think, and he was just going to be in it. And then they were getting, I think, the guy that directed the movie now, which I was still excited about. And then he dropped out. I guess, you know, he didn't handle the negativity or criticism of Batman versus Superman very well or something, or I don't know. Plus he's going through personal problems or something, I read. Anyway, so he got out, and then they did the Batman, the one that came out. And when I saw that trailer, like, it looked cool, you know, and it had some cool things about it, but I just don't like the Twilight guy. What the hell is his name? Pattinson. Robert Pattinson, I think. I don't like his Batman. I don't like it. I don't like the way he looks. I don't like the Batmobile. Like, I don't know. Everybody's like, well, he's just starting. It says, you know, he's just starting his thing. And I'm just like, okay. But still, he's a billionaire. He can't do better than that. I don't know. It's like, you know, we kind of got the beginnings of Batman and Batman Begins. I know it wasn't much, but for me, I wanted to see more of the Dark Knight Rises part, like where, you know, Batman comes out of retirement, sort of, he's older, and that's kind of where, you know, the Affleck I felt was, you know, he was retired, and he comes back because of Superman, and then it was going to show him being older, and another thing that people like in the warehouse scene when he's actually killing people, I was like, oh damn. It seems like you got 3 people. You got the first one sees that and be like, what the hell, man? And why is he killing people? He's not supposed to be doing that. This is stupid. You have those. You have me, who was like, oh damn, he's killing people. You know, this is crazy. And then you have the third one that's like, yes, he's killing people. That's awesome. You know. And so I'm in the middle, I think. I think it's kind of cool, but it's not needed necessarily, I guess. And so how I was interpreting it was, you know, because Batman's just in this vicious cycle of catching the bad guy, putting them in Arkham, then they escape, and then he fights them and catches them again, and just over and over again. Like, to me, that's kind of like a burnt out cop dealing with like the same kind of people, and they start getting more aggressive and more mean and more hateful and more, you know, racist, I guess, if you want to say. And so I think it got to a point like, you know, that's why I showed the Robin thing. Like, maybe Robin got killed, so Batman was like, you know what, I'm done with this crap. And he just starts ending people, taking care of business, stopping it, and then he retires. He's like, I'm done. I did it. I'm done. You know, I killed people, which wasn't good. I didn't want to do that, but that's what I had to do. And so now he gets out. You know, he's done. He's like, I can't do the no killing thing. It's not working, so I'm not going to be Batman. And then Superman happens, and he feels like he's got to get involved with that and save humanity from Superman, right? So in the warehouse scene, you know, he's killing people because that was kind of where he was at before. And then, you know, he wanted to kill Superman and found out he was a good guy and found the strength and humanity in Superman, and, you know, and it was changing his morals back to the way he was. Like, so I was thinking, you know, the next Batman movie with him, with Affleck, was going to be him trying to maintain his original morals of not killing anybody and dealing with that and getting older and all that kind of stuff. You know, that's what I was expecting, and that's what I was looking forward to. So for them to just kind of start all over and start with a young Batman who kind of looks like a kid in hockey pads, like the guys in the one, you know, in The Dark Knight, it just, I don't know, it just didn't work for me. I had no urge to go see it. I was like, well, I'll see it when it comes out on video or whatever. But then I start hearing things from people whose opinion I respect, and I'm just like, maybe I don't want to see it. I don't want it to ruin, I don't know. Maybe it's stupid and weird, but it's just like I want to keep the Batman that I like as the last Batman, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, I watched somebody that did like a spoiler review. They basically broke down the movie in order, talked about it. So I basically watched the whole movie, but it was just in short form. You know, I got the Clef Notes, basically. And so with that, I was just like, yeah, you know, I don't really feel like I need to see this, you know. So I haven't. I still haven't seen it. And maybe with the sequel when it comes out, it'll be something that I like. And in order for me to watch that, I'll have to watch the first one. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. But, so my comment was that picture of Affleck. And it's just like, it's insane. The people that are just, you know, you got people that are just like, oh yeah, Batman or Affleck's awesome. Pattinson sucks. And, you know, it just goes back and forth. People talking trash, you know. One guy eats meat, one guy is vegan, and just all this stuff. And it was just like it's crazy. It's crazy how passionate people are about it, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, so like, I'm just letting people talk about it. I mean, I'll say a few things, I'll like a few things. But I did say kind of what I just said, you know, I was like, there's a guy that's he's talking about, you know, all the great things about it, which I'm not saying he's wrong or nothing, but it's just, you know, like that's his opinion. You know, he liked the movie. I'm happy for him. But it's just not, you know, just if the trailer does not pull me in and people's reviews who are not paid to say one thing or another, you know, support what I'm getting from the trailer, then I don't want to watch it. Why would I want to watch it? That's, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I just don't want to watch it. It doesn't appeal to me. It sucks, you know, because I love Batman. But I just, you know, then you got people like, oh, well, it's like the comic book year one, this and that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But, you know, if Marvel, if anything, is like, just because it's comic accurate doesn't make it right or make it good. You know, there's a lot of comics out there that suck. So, I don't know. So that's where I'm at. But then you have, like, you know, certain people that just, they don't accept that I just don't care to watch it. Don't want to watch it. Doesn't appeal to me. How are you a Batman fan? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I just don't want to watch it. I like Affleck's take. And, God, that, I mean, I guess, when did that come out? I mean, it's like 7 years now, I guess. But it's, you know, I would rather watch Batman versus Superman. I love the Batman scenes in that, you know. I would have loved to see a standalone Batman. And now that all those movies are on Netflix, including the Batman, but I haven't watched it, obviously. I'm kind of wondering if maybe, you know, after maybe, or maybe in between some Rebel Moon stuff that Zack Snyder's doing, maybe he'll do a Batman movie with Affleck or something. That would be kind of cool. Just to kind of, just one movie with their version of it would be nice. I don't know. I could get behind that. It's just, I don't know, you know, it's just, people are not going to agree with everything that you agree with, you know? And it's like social media, it's like, I don't know, if like people, I guess it's because, you know, in the real world, you know, you associate yourself with people with the same morals, the same beliefs, the same tastes, the same, you know, I mean, that's who you hang out with. That's your friends. And now with social media, it's like people are talking to people that they normally would not talk to. And they just can't understand that they have a different opinion. And it's just like, dude, there's 8 billion people on this planet. You know, we're going to have different opinions. We're going to have different, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy how crazy it gets on this post, this Facebook post. People are just like, it's crazy. I don't know. But that's all I wanted to say. Maybe I'll try and tag this into my comment so then people can, because it's kind of hard to explain all this kind of crap on you know, on a little block of words, and people don't read it anyway. It's like they start reading it and they're like, oh, and they just make a comment, you know, and like some people are so quick to like start an argument. Like there was another one where it was, I mean, it was just kind of like, I guess the way I said it too. That's the other thing is, you know, people write a comment and it's geared towards a certain aspect or certain whatever, but then the person reading it completely reads it different, and then they're like, what you did it? And it's like, dude, I didn't, that's not what I said. I said, you know, blah 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 or whatever. Like, it's just crazy. I don't know. It's funny. But at the same time, I've never had so many notifications on my Facebook before. It's like, dang. Anyway. That's it, I think. I just wanted to kind of talk about that. Plus, I wanted to try out the Adobe Audition. So, let me know if it sounds any better, the same, or worse. All right, but that's it for me. I appreciate your time. And thanks for listening.
You can follow me on Facebook or on Instagram and True Social. You can listen to these entire episodes and more on Buzzsprout, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, plus many others. You can also watch the videos on YouTube and on Chorus Rumble. Again, thanks for listening.